Where are these odds from? Like what?
BetOnline.ag.
Okay, so I'm not going to take this as gospel, but it is when players become free agents or players demand trades. Generally speaking, this is who puts out the odds. I'd like to say up front, I don't want to do this. But everyone is aware yesterday at 4 o'clock, the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson, after 25 months of negotiating, could not come to an agreement. They tendered him with the non-exclusive franchise tag, which means Lamar has a right to negotiate with other teams, come to a deal, and then the Ravens can match and he becomes a Baltimore Raven, or the Ravens can say, no, thank you, and the team who signs him owes them 2 first-round picks.
Correct.
Okay? Chris Burke, NFL. The odds of Lamar Jackson's next team. We'll start, because my co-host is dressed as Niners interior D-line coach Rico Beard, 16-1 to be a Niner, 12-1 to be a Panther, 12-1 to be a Commander, 10-1 to go to the ATL, 9-1 to the Raiders and Lamar Jackson's hometown Dolphins, 7-1 Titans, 7-1 Patriots, 6-1 Jets, 5-1 Colts, 9-2 Bucks, 3-1 Detroit Lions. What? Huh? Why? Huh?
It's the star that Detroit's always wanted.
But this would fly in the face of the very way they have built this team. It would fly in the face of the culture they've built.
You know what?
What? I need help.
It's always funny. I think it's a chicken or the egg. Did they build the culture of grit and grime and we're going to do it, and it's always been blue collar in this city because you can't get stars? Or is it because you can't get stars that you've made everything grit and blue collar, and that's just, we're tougher here in Detroit?
I think it's I think you just can't get the stars to be here.
So, right. So you just embrace the whole grit and grime, but it's like, wait. We could get Lamar, and we got like a lot of draft capital, because remember, that was the buzzword for the whole season. Hey, we got draft capital. We could make moves. We could do some things. This will be a move.
All right, but here's the problem. First things first, I'm going to throw the number out. What, if any, credibility do you put into these betting odds? That's one. 2, I hate to put it just this simply. Are you interested in doing this? Like, if Lamar is willing to play in Detroit, are you willing to pay the price? Now, I'm not going to bleep can this. I've got all day to you. First of all, it's no secret how I feel about Lamar Jackson, how I feel about his ridiculous demands, how laughable it is that his mother's his agent, and how he quit on his team. So I can kick back, relax, let Rico call the plays. I want to know what you guys want, because it's clear you don't love Jared Goff. Oh, it's clear. Because really, half of you bitch about him and want to go and take some ridiculous rookie quarterback, even though you can't name one. Mm-hmm. And then the other half of you, it's simply not a matter of celebration, but toleration. You tolerate Jared Goff. You don't like him. You don't want him. And it doesn't matter what data I put out there. It doesn't matter that the team started to win. It doesn't matter that he's outplayed damn near every QB in the NFC over the last year and a half. You don't want him. No. So, okay. Here you go. Here you go, Stifler. Right here. Now, this is your chance. Lamar Jackson, according to betonline.ag, the Lions are the favorite to land Lamar Jackson. Go ahead. I dare you to tell me this is a good idea.
Set aside your hatred.
Okay? I told you I'm going to sit back.
You know what? This is going to be like Planet Fitness. This will be a judgment-free zone. I don't care, but I could see the rationale. You look at Lamar. First of all, Lions are built to do what? Run the ball.
Correct.
He's a mobile quarterback, which means you now have an added running back in the backfield if a play breaks down. So all the things that you see Jalen Hurts doing, you now have somebody who could do it, but do it faster. The offense also is about what? The short passes, the dinks and dunks. You're not asking Lamar to do great throws down the field. You're just asking him to hit the open guys. Lamar has a record since he's been in the league, 45-16. 45 wins, 16 losses. He's got an average QB rating of 96.7 since he's been in the league. And he is, like it or not, he is the star that Detroit wants. That's why you want the young quarterback, Mike. That's why they want Richardson. That's why they want to get the Cookies wants that guy, get Bryce Young, because you want people to look and say, hey, I like what you got at quarterback. I wish we had your guy. You want people to compare their quarterback to your quarterback. Jared Goff won you games, but he wasn't sexy. Lamar coming in here now, you'll get more primetime games because people are going to see Lamar play. He's that type of person. Either you love him or you hate him, but you're going to watch him. You now would possess that person, and you got the capital to do it where it wouldn't break the organization. Now, the money thing, that's up to Brad Holmes. We said money doesn't really matter.
It's a catastrophe, and here's why. He is seeking a fully guaranteed deal. Remember we talked yesterday? I wasn't going to freak out about Danny Dimes until I saw the deal. You know what his cap hit is next year for the Giants?
It's like 40?
19.
Oh, okay.
Only half of his deal's guaranteed. The Giants can get out after 2 years. Lamar is seeking 5 at 250.
But see, I wonder.
Full.
But see, a lot of that too, you got to wonder. Was it fully guaranteed with the Ravens, but if you go someplace else, you'll listen and negotiate because I just don't like you and I don't trust you, Baltimore, but you'll give somebody else a clean slate? Like, there's a lot of variables out there.
Sure there are.
But if you could work this thing out, I think the Lions fans would embrace it because you get the quarterback that you've been wanting.
You know what they would do?
For decades.
They'd ruin their franchise. By the way, for those of you, I hope you call. I want to hear from you. Lamar has a lower passer rating than Jared Goff the last 24 games. Fewer passing yards than Jared Goff the last 24 games. Fewer touchdowns than Jared Goff the last 24 games. More than double the amount of interceptions. And a lower completion rate. Okay?
But you're putting him behind the Lions offensive line.
And it's the Ravens.
That everybody brags about.
It's the Ravens O-line. Ravens line is
But you actually got receivers here.
Do you?
You do.
You have one that we know of, and we're hopeful of a second.
You got St. Brown. You got guys here.
The point I'm making, I want nothing to do with this. I am totally blindsided by the idea that the Detroit Lions are the betting favorite to land Lamar Jackson. I just cannot make sense of that.
No, but think of it like this. It's a copycat league, Mike, and you look and see what Philly did with Jalen Hurts, and you're saying, I could do that with Lamar, except he's faster.
But it's the acquisition cost I can't work around. 2 first-round picks is one thing.
And
but
see,
then I have to pay him $250 million guaranteed.
See, I think you can. I don't think you're going to have to stick with the 2 first-round picks. I think that they'll be able to negotiate something.
How? It's in the collective bargaining agreement.
See, once again, it's like the salary cap, Mike. If you need something to get done,
I
and
agree.
Both parties can agree to it.
The cap, I agree.
You'll lose a first-rounder, yes, but maybe not 2.
All right, you need to show me the non-exclusive tag and a deal happening where the 2 first-rounders don't go. Rico, it's bartered. I agree with you. The cap, you can run it like the mob books.
Right.
Scratch this, wipe that out.
Right.
I get it. I don't want him here. Simple as that. I'd rather keep Goff at almost half the cost, have all my picks, and go into free agency and do the things I have to do. I don't get this. Kenny, he's answering the phone. David, go ahead. Talk to me. I want to get everybody's take on this.
Yeah, I completely understand everything Rico said. The offensive line here, the receivers, and while you're saying, yes, we don't know if there's a second receiver here yet, we also know the Ravens don't have a receiver. So having St. Brown is more than the weapons he's ever had in Baltimore.
J-Mo. Right.
Correct.
Reynolds,
I do understand concept-wise why it would work and why it would fit here. The only thing I wouldn't do it, I wouldn't do it because you have to give up so much to trade for him and then sign him to the contract. The contract part is what I don't want. If you're just trading 2 first-round picks, cool. But you got to give him 250 or whatever he wants. Guaranteed is what he wants. I'm not willing to do that. I'm good.
You know, the other way to look at it, if you're trying to make this reality, they're not going to deal both first-rounders this year. You would deal one now, one later. The key to this deal would be this. Let me at least try to get this off the ground and try to show you personal development. If I make the deal with the Ravens, they're not getting pick 6. I'm giving you the Rams pick at 18, and I'm giving you my own pick next year. Now, do we all agree if Lamar is on this team?
You mean to give them – you were keeping the Rams pick, and you're giving them our pick.
That's correct.
Yeah,
because I'm an idiot and used my words inappropriately. But you see what I'm saying?
Idiot. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Moron. So we keep pick 6, give up our pick at 18, and give up our pick next year. Which, all right, if Lamar's here, do they at least win 9 games?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're picking 20th and beyond. If I keep the 6th pick, I can still get the defensive player I want. So I understand, I guess, all right, the 2 first-rounders, you're equipped to do it. The contract, I can't. I hate this guy. I think he's –
and that's why I said –
I think he's terrible.
As you would like to say, your favorite name, his name is Billy Smitherman. Okay? It's not Lamar Jackson. It's Mr. Smitherman. And if you saw all of the things here, okay, yeah, because where he may throw more interceptions than Goff. Mike, think about the times where he could extend a drive, extend plays using his legs when it breaks down.
I think listen, at a minimum, here's what the deal cost you. We've seen the quarterback money escalate here, even yesterday. My guess is you could do a shorter deal, fully guaranteed, 4 years, not 5, but it's probably going to be an average AAV of $54 million a year.
I was going to say $200 million.
Keep going. I'm saying it's going to be 4 at $220. Rico, I'm not making up the terms of engagement. And people, I want you to understand something. I'm not pulling it from the sky what Lamar's been asking for. So I can only talk about it in terms of what we know. He wants full guarantees. Now, here's the question to ask yourself, and then we'll get the people and we'll get this thing going. Again, if you're just joining in, we're not doing fantasy. The odds have dropped for Lamar's next destination, and you're listed as the favorite. Do I buy it? Do I believe it? Do I want it? No, no, and no. But I know we got to talk about it, so we're talking about it. The point I'm making is, do we think the Ravens are a good organization? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Do we think Eric DeCosta, the GM, along with Ozzie Newsome, who was his predecessor, are high-caliber executives?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay.
Heck, Ozzie's still at the NFL Combine.
So if Eric DeCosta will not do this deal with Lamar, doesn't that send red flags?
Yes and no. The fact that it's gone on, and you said this, 24 months? 25 months? It tells me that it went past business to personal. We're just not doing this now. Let's not even call each other. We're wasting each other's time. All the goodwill and the good faith has gone out the window. And sometimes when you hit that point, Mike, it's just everybody needs a clean break.
Okay.
You go your way. We're going to go our way. We value you as a player. We just don't want you here because you know what it turns into? Green Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think it's necessarily they don't want him here. I think like you said, Rico, it's become ugly, and I think they're using this non-exclusive tag to say, look, they're going to be our mediator, and they're going to give you the market is going to tell you either we're right or you're right.
And I'm going to tell you why the Ravens are right. At 2:19, 38, and 30 seconds,
Eat
respectfully.